the next speaker, Isabelle. Big clap.
I want you to close your eyes. Please, bear with me. Okay, and now I want you to hold on to the image that pops into your mind when you hear the word mom, or mother, or mummy. Okay, now you hold on to that image and you keep your eyes closed. And now please do the same when you hear the word dad, daddy, or father. Okay, you all got that in your head? Keep all of them, okay? Store them up there and you can now open your eyes. Maybe you thought of something like this when you heard mom. Maybe you saw something like this with the dads, maybe something along those lines, or maybe that. In any case, it's a very, very personal image, very personal picture that you have in your head. And it is probably comes from the associations that you're making based on your own experiences with your parents, the way you grew up, the films that you watched, the series that you watched, the community around you, the culture you grew up in. But that environment has taught you how you are supposed to think of mom and dad, what they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to do, but more importantly, what they're supposed to represent. I want to talk to you today about something that is very close to my heart. And I want to give you guys some food for thought to help shift a conversation regarding combining family and career to a more meaningful one. One that doesn't just involve the warrior woman doing it all, but rather something that is not just a woman's challenge, because it is a challenge for all of us. I believe that you guys are actually the right audience here to help push an agenda, whether it is on a personal level or back in business, to help push policies and make things maybe a bit more a bit more easier for everyone involved. Okay, I want to give you a bit of context about my personal experience with it. And I can't speak too much about it because of time. But essentially, I've never really thought about all this before I had a child. Because I grew up with parents, both mom and dad, that were career-driven. Both of them were working full-time. So for me, it was completely normal, to have parents that were working. However, I remember that back in school, kids, but especially, and unfortunately, the mothers, would tell me that my mom isn't a real mom because she was the only one rocking up a parents' evening in a power suit. So, fast forward, 4 years ago, I had my son, Louis. And for reasons I can't really go into too much into details, but I have never really mentioned the fact that I have a child, for instance, in interview situations or anywhere in a professional context. So when it came up, it was always in a casual conversation when I made a coffee or just in the corridor at the office. And every single time, really, genuinely, when that came up, that I had a child, the look in the face was a big surprise. And they would say, "You don't look like a mom." I don't really know what that means, but we have established that the way mom looks is very personal. But then it was always a follow-up with about 3 questions, and I have taken these today and want to just elaborate a bit more on them, so bear with me. The first question would be, "But you're working full-time?" Well, yes, I do. And then it would be quickly followed up by this one. "So your husband is doing the babysitting? And then don't you miss your kid when you're at work?" So, they don't work. There you go. So I just want to sort of quickly elaborate on each of them. The first one. Well, sometimes it is a choice, but more often than not, it is an economical necessity to work full-time. But either way, I can guarantee you that the person who has applied for the job has thought about this. And they have put things in place to make sure that the child is being looked after, and they're not sitting alone in a dark room with a banana and a glass of milk. To the second one. Me, I'm not married to my partner. And in fact, I do know a lot of married couples that do not have children because they don't want them, because they can't have them. And the second one, the babysitting. Ooh, parents do not babysit their children because unlike babysitters, we do not get paid for the care work. And whilst this is quite enraging for me, believe me, the dads are insulted. And the third one is a very personal one. Not something that I would say is anyone's business, but I will answer the question for you. Yes, I do miss my child, but more often than not when I'm at work or here, I do not. Because I will see him, touch wood, in the evening, and also, I don't know, I'm too busy doing work. What that, all of these things reflect is deeply rooted preconceptions and ideals that we all still have, unfortunately. And why are these questions being asked, and why are they flawed, and how can we maybe tackle them? I have a few ideas. And again, I appreciate that these are big topics, and they have to change on a societal level as much as on a personal level. But I also believe we can do something about them in a business environment. First of all, maybe we should value caregiving and breadwinning equally. Because only if we level the two major tasks in our lives, then maybe the second one, when we need to reflect a bit more on the traditional roles that we are assigning to men and women, is going to change. With the second one, in fact, we live in a society where we don't just have men and women coupled and married. We have same-sex couples. We have single parents. We have people that just do not want to conform. The third one, now guys, men do not have a choice. Now you might find this is a bit surprising, but unlike the women, since I think 60 years ago the feminist mystique was published, we have come a long way. We have managed to push the status quo, and we have gained a voice and momentum. And whilst there is still a lot of work to do, we are here pushing for it. Men, on the other hand, are still in the same trot. Men are only valued by how far they can climb up the career ladder or how much money they bring home at the end of the month. But a man that is actually deciding to be a stay-at-home dad is frowned upon widely still in our hemispheres. So where is your revolution? So why am I talking to you about this? And what can you do? As I said earlier, we are going to be the future business leaders. So I want you to think about this. Put family first. Family means anything. It's not just about the children. It's about your parents. It's about your siblings. It's about the friends that are so close to you that you consider them family. And maybe at some point in their lives, in your life, they require you to prioritize them over your job. So you want to be working for someone that is appreciating that and respecting that and is giving you the space to do so. And you want to be the one that is going to give that to their employees. Use your influence as tomorrow's business leaders, because we are the ones that are going to shape companies' culture. We're going to hire, promote, and develop people. And we are going to shape policies within the companies we work in. So, I think give what you wish to receive is really the message as well. Because we have, as humans, a fundamental need to care and to be cared for. And I think if this is a value that we hold up high again, I believe that it will pay off. You will hire the best people and you will retain them for a long time to come. And if none of this talks to you, at least, hopefully, you will have more meaningful conversations in that corridor in the office or when you're making your coffee with your colleagues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Isabelle. Oh. It was a great presentation.
Thank you.
You don't look like a mom.
1, 2.
see you.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thank you.